June 4th, 2015, and it's evening. It's 10:30 p.m. I've gotten into this bad habit where I've just totally turned my schedule around. I'm an early bird, and I've been staying up. Last night I stayed up till 4 in the morning. I downloaded some new games on the computer that don't require the Wi-Fi, and I liked it so much I was up until 4 o'clock playing it. So that's pretty bad, right? But yeah, it's just I just had to get it started, you know. So anyway, so therefore I slept. Like I said, I've always been an early bird, and I slept till 11 this morning. I woke up, looked at the clock. It was 11. So here I am, 10:30 at night. And my schedule's a little off, which is okay. It's okay as long as I don't stay up till 11 every night. Stay up till 4, which I won't do. But I have decided that I'm going to start with one of these scriptures each and every time. This is Mark 4:22. For there is nothing hidden that will not be revealed, nor has anything been kept secret, but that it should come to light. So, and you know, God is no respecter of persons. So it's not just it's not just for his children or for any, it's for everyone. So that's just the reality of it. So everyone needs to be aware of that. Lord knows I am. I saw his witness in the heavens in Florida. And it was pretty amazing. So things are going pretty good. I feel really excited. We've had like perfect weather. We're like having the best of spring and fall at the same time, because we're having like cool temps, at least in the evening, and in the morning it's been like in the upper 40s around there. And like today it was just right. I think it was probably 70ish, but yeah. So the spring that we have like fall in the evening and straight through to morning, and then it may or may not warm up, and we have like fall temperatures, and but everything's just springing back to life. That's the spring end of it, you know. The leaves are coming back. Everything's all green, which to me represents life. And I believe that's why they use the evergreen tree at Christmas, because it's the only one that stays green year round. All the rest of them, you know, they get those beautiful colors, and the leaves fall, and they become barren. And so the evergreen, you know, the pine trees are the ones that stay green. That, you know. Anyway, so that's where I stand on that, and I just totally love it. So I just wanted to post on the latest. I have, I spoke about these two women up the street, and I did fall up on that porch yesterday again, but, I'm going to be more careful from now on. I have to stick with it. I have to, because the more puppets I allow them to have, the longer this will go on. You know what I mean? So I get to limit it. Because like right now they're using my soaps. It's so funny. I mean, it's supposed to bother me, but it doesn't. Because I'm like, wow, how many people get this opportunity to hear their soap opera characters speaking, get to sort of kind of almost write a bit of this, tiny piece of the script. I mean, it's funny. I just sit there and I laugh, and it's hilarious. I like it. So it's cute. So yeah, they're using soap opera characters again. Well, they started that in the beginning, but then I just stopped watching it because I was on assignment, and it was like for 10 years. I didn't watch it until I came back here, which was 2 years ago, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. 2.5 years ago, I came back here. So for the other part of this assignment, I did not watch my soap operas because, they were using everything and anything they could. Well, desperate people do desperate things, and cowards do even more. So anyway, so they're back to that, but now I just find it funny, In the beginning, it wasn't so funny. In the beginning was when I was terrified. I didn't know what the heck was going on, why these people bother me, and anyway, so that, and then ladies up the street, but I can avoid them. I can stay away from them. and teeny tiny bit, right? Yeah, and then there's the two main helpers, which are kind of somewhat limited right now, which is good. So, God is so good to me. I love him so much. And they're going to say I'm bragging, but I'm giving him glory. I'm giving him glory. And I want everyone to know, I used to be a chicken. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Scared of my own shadow. Sure enough. And I'm not lying. And when this started, I was too. Oh, it was awful. But that's not the case anymore. Oh my gosh, not anymore. But that's what persecution is all about for the believer. That's why he takes you through a process. When he gives you a position in his kingdom that will affect many people. And I forgot to check those clouds that I took pictures of. If I, possibly I'll post them if I saw what I saw, and I got it on the camera. But anyway, so it's pretty good right now, and I'm pretty excited. I feel like God answered my prayer regarding another person today, and I'm very grateful for that, and so happy, so thankful. And another thing that I'm very happy about is while my client is in the nursing home, I get to wear all my nice skirts, which I love. That's my favorite. I like to wear long skirts. I mean, I've been doing this for like ever. So if I ride a bike, I can't wear a skirt. But I mean, so I have some place to dress up to go, is what I'm saying. So it's kind of cool. I like it. Really like it. So something little like that pleases me. All kinds of little things please me, The cardinals started showing up here every morning when it was an as needed thing for, during I would hear as needed regarding the cardinal, other than when he was leading me to things, because God knew if I heard the cardinal, I would follow the sound, and then it was pretty good. Very obedient little birdies. So for a couple days, I was saying I was a little transitioning, and I was a little up in the air about it. Well, the cardinals started first. It was the lady cardinal, I call her, and she started showing up every morning. And then yesterday, I heard the cardinal. I'm like, it's Lady, I bet. And I looked out, and there was Mr. C, that beautiful red bird who I love so much. So very, very, in the Bible, he used ravens. He used a donkey. God is the creator of all things, and he can use anything that is obedient to him. And, it's funny, but, creatures are more likely to be obedient to him than people, because people have a tendency to follow anything that is familiar. Their thinking is shaped by their own personal experiences and the experiences of those around them, what they're used to. So the birds don't do that. They just happen to be where they're supposed to be, and it's a combination thing. And I have to be where the Holy Spirit guides me to be. So it's pretty cool. It's really nice, and it's how he got me through with his attention. There's no better attention than God's attention. So you know what? I'm kind of hot and gotta pull it up a little bit in here. So, anyway, oh, Lord of mercy. So, yeah, that's pretty much it right now. It's awesome. It's just awesome. I really don't have a lot to say. I wanted to speak about how undermining is one thing that I need to share about persecution. At least in this case, when it's the government, the United States government, what they will do with a true believer who has plenty of faith in God, and is spending time in the Word and knows what the Bible says and stands on it, and what they will do, and when he's sending things like the cardinals or a specific cloud, or he knows they'll bring you comfort, or anything that he does to try to comfort you that they can't intervene, they will undermine. They will have somebody, some of their allies, make it seem very, very commonplace, which it may be, but it's how God knows it will affect you in your current experience. And if you are being isolated from anyone but those who are willing to help them, to a degree. I mean, I can go to the store and just chat with people. I love people. I can go for a bus ride and chat with people, that kind of thing. So, but I mean, as far as any kind of real friendships or anything like that, you can't have it. You cannot have it because everybody must be allied with them, and it's for the best because I'm the type of person that I care more for others than I do for myself. Because I look at it this way: I'm saved. I lived my dream of husband and children, the stories and the cookies and all that good stuff. I lived all that, and I'm so excited about that. And I lived my dream, and then I lived my dream of going to San Antonio, which I had wanted to do since around 1982, I think. And so he brought that right during, you know what I mean? I actually worked on the Riverwalk, which is the main thing I wanted to see. So, I've lived a lot of my dreams. I'm living my dream right now because I have been called to the service of the Lord, and I'm so in love with Him, and so therefore it's pretty easy for me to, I've pretty much always been that way. Always been that way, except maybe when I was a teenager or something, but, yeah. So it's Jesus. It's Jesus. It's all Jesus. You know what I mean? If He is in you and you have grown in Him, and you are it's just going to be like that. And I had a beautiful experience yesterday. Also the nursing home. They're using the nursing home now too. I forgot. That's another opportunity. They take care of every opportunity to do evil, like the Bible says. And so they have people puppeting people in there now too. Mostly, primarily it's the colors, but they even try to use the residents there. These senior citizens that are in a nursing home for rehabilitation, which means they're injured, and they're trying to use them. They'll have them shouting stuff out in the familiar stuff that I'm used to hearing from them in the cafeteria and stuff, and ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. They'll use anybody, like I said. I mean, a person could be taking their last breath, and they would try to use them if they had that opportunity. So that's just how desperate they are, and not very bright. It's just not very bright. Because anybody with any common sense can say, well, okay, it's been 11 years, 7 months. I've been walking completely alone with Christ, and behind the scenes there are people helping, obviously, and He has shown me great things. They saw it with me. They know I'm legit. So they'll go, false prophecy, false prophecy, false prophecy. But they were there. They saw everything. It's like God's stamp that I am who God said I was when they were there when He told me. They have been there they've witnessed everything because they're invading everything about me. So I mean, they really think they can win a battle against God. They really do. And because it's not me they're fighting. Not me they're fighting. I'm just nobody from nowhere, I used to call myself. And, it's God's message they want to hinder. They want to discredit. And they can't do it. And the work that will be done at my Father's table when I open that up and start serving God's people, which is my biggest, giantest dream ever. I mean, ever since I got saved. So that's what they really want to stop. Souls being saved, the truth being out about them and what they really do and what they really are, and how they really function, and how they frame people and set them up. Because to them, it's like I'm hearing Allied. They say that all the time. Do I care? Not really. Unless God's allied with them, I don't have a problem, obviously. It's been 11 years, 7 months, you know what I'm saying? So, they have to interfere with everything, every thought, everything. You know, so they just have to interfere and get their little word in. So anyway, it's amazing, and God is awesome. He's astounding, and I will enjoy serving God's people for the rest of my life at my Father's table, unconditionally. You know, not because you gave to me first, not that kind of deal. It's going to be astounding, and the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the waters cover the sea. Because when this is finished and it comes out, and everybody has the truth under their belt, yeah, it's going to be a fabulous thing. And I am just highly honored and so grateful, which is what gratiana means in Hebrew. I'm so grateful to have been allowed the privilege of participation, although I didn't feel that way in the beginning. I didn't feel that way in the beginning. I feel that way now. After all the experiences I've had with him, the beauty and the majesty. And it's about you. It's about saving souls. It's about helping people to make an informed decision, ultimately, when it all comes out, and you all get to actually see what really happened. It's going to be fabulous. So fabulous. I can't begin to tell you. That's my heart's desire, to see as many souls saved as possible, and to come to the knowledge of the reality of God, not just some powerful being up in heaven that just kind of created us and said, "Okay, hope you make it." It was someone that's actually actively involved in our lives, and who is paying attention to everything we do and say, and that he's not just a powerful, mighty God, but he's an amazing dad too. He is top of the line. So, you know, I mean, I love him so much. And that's pretty much it right now. That's all I got right now. So, oh yeah, thank you. The gotcha thing. Oh, how many times throughout this assignment did I hear gotcha? I mean, there was a gotcha period. Oh dear, gotcha. I mean, really. And then there was that did it. Game on. I mean, really, this stuff. Constant threats, constant everything. I mean, they are so ridiculous. It's not even funny. I mean, when God set, they are so desperate that when I'm reading the Bible, because they are invading me, and I'll be reading the Bible, and God will refresh one of His promises, and they'll go Bakaban, or they'll go Penelope, or if I'm watching a movie, or Rosalinda is the latest. Lately it's been Rosalinda and Claudia. Are their favorites at the moment. I don't know why. I don't know why. That's just what it is. Right now it's just constantly Rosalinda, Claudia. Well, they call her Hepzibah, but her real name is Claudia. So Hepzibah is a Bible name, and it's in there in 2 places. And the one that God led me to was the mother of Manasseh, who was a witch. Manasseh was a witch. He was into witchcraft. And yeah, it's in the Bible. Just go to Bible Gateway and put in Hepzibah, and it'll, or Hepzibah, whichever you choose to pronounce it, and it will bring the 2 places in the Bible where it is. But he led me to the one regarding Manasseh's mother, who raised a king. Manasseh, was it a king? Anyway, he messed everything up. He was into witchcraft and all kinds of stuff. And so, anyways, she had told me that her mother and her former mother-in-law, her husband died of AIDS, were witches. Yeah, so that's Claudia, and she told me that that, sorry, she told me that the reason why she had the fake name um, was that she had a demon that was following her, and he would drag, if he saw her, he would drag her and rape her, and she had a baby with him and stuff. I mean, seriously, not kidding. She told me that. She so did. Uh-huh. Sure did. So anyway, those are the two favorites right now, but whatever. I'm getting tired. I think it's going to be a normal night. I think I'm going to just go to bed. Even though, well, I've been up since 11, but that's not so bad. At least I didn't nap today, you know. I had a good day. But I'm transitioning for sure. I know because I'll stop redecorating. I'll stop. Everything just stops. It just stops. And they're going stymied, but they have to get a word into everything. I choose to believe God and not Satan because I don't serve Satan. I serve God, and God has all the power. So yeah, I'm transitioning, and I do. I mean, it's automatic shutdown. I just shut down my normal activities, kind of. Not in a depression kind of way. It's just like I just stop decorating, and I start getting a little lazy, and it's like doesn't feel like home anymore type of deal. So it's not too bad. Part of it is it's a little place, and I have, like, for one thing, I have this big queen size bed with this huge frame, and I contacted someone, left them a message today, hoping that they will come get that bed frame because I love it and I'm grateful for it. It was given to me in San Antonio, but it is too big for that little bedroom. I didn't even think the bed was going to fit in there, but it did. But I just can't move around. I can't move around in there, so it kind of makes me a little bedroom sloppy sometimes. So I called someone to come pick up. I'm just going to put it on the floor. I've been waiting until I could find a metal bed frame, but I haven't found one. So yeah, I'm just going to pop the mattress box spring on the floor so I can move around in there. It's a little bit easier anyway. So yeah, yep. So I'm definitely transitioning. All the signs are there. What comes next? I got it in my soul. I do. I got it in my soul. But I'm really happy. I mean, it's, yeah, I have discernment of spirits, and I also have another gift that either I'll have visions, or I will just feel it in my spirit before it takes place. Like when I had the cancer, did I mention that? I saw myself. I could feel myself in the hospital, and I sure did end up there. But yeah. So yeah, constant threats. That's why they try to take my provision. It's God who gives us the opportunity to obtain wealth, and what the devil meant for harm always works for good. And they did afflict me with cancer and tell the doctor to send me home and not come back until I couldn't drink water, which they knew I would be dead if I did that. So anyway, God's provision will be returned to me double with interest, not half, not a third, like they keep saying. Third, half, most of it. Yeah, really? Can you imagine negotiating with your victim? I mean, really. I serve the Lord Jesus Christ. I don't serve Satan. Therefore, I do not provide for people to die in their sins. I provide for people to come out of their sins, and I provide for people to gain a better understanding of the love of God and that He's actively in our lives. I don't share with Satan. I do not share with Satan. No way, Jose. When God entrusts something to me for His kingdom, I do not give it to the kingdom of Satan. So I don't know why they bother saying most of it, half, a third. No, Satan, I'm not sharing with you. You know what I mean? I'm not sharing what you tried to steal from me. I mean, really, how ignorant is that? So, anyway, Susan must have really liked it in prison, I think. I'm pretty sure she liked it. she was so sure she wanted to go back for one. Anyway, it's very sad, and I hope they all get saved once they get there, they get to prison. I hope they get saved. You can't. Most people don't look up from up. They have to be down before they look up. So some people, they're just that stubborn. And you know, so anyway, I know I was down when I got saved. I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. You know, and I'm glad I did though. Yipper dupper. So. Oh yes, I'm feeling a little goofy tonight. Yeah, I'm definitely tired. You know what I think I might do? I still have a little bit of that wine I bought in November, and I just recently opened it up. And I think I'm going to try to drink wine like a big girl and not put ice in it. So that you just sip it, I guess. So I'm going to try that. I'll have a little wine. Well, I'll regret it tomorrow because I will have a headache, even if it's just this much. I have a tendency to get a headache from any type of alcohol, so yeah, I still might do it. I don't know. I'm thinking. You know what I really would like? I like coffee, but you know what would happen? Even though my coffee is 2/3 regular, no, 3/4 decaf and 1/4 flavored regular. But even that much, I think, would be too much for this time of night. So I'll pass that up. Go for the little glass of wine without the ice. I'm gonna do big girl style this time. So anyway, that's about it for now. And that's my info for the day. But remember, undermining too. Undermining. They do that too. Try to undermine everything. They are so slick and sneaky. But you go with what God says. Stay in the Word, and He knows what you like and what you will recognize, and always, and just be grateful. And so, I mean, you can't help it if you're in love with Him. You just can't. So He did awesome. I mean, every little thing, that's what He says. Have a childlike mind, and don't confuse that with childish. Childish is more like a bully, like wah wah why for me, wah wah kind of thing. But childlike means that you know how a child will have an argument with their friend and then like 10 minutes later they're out there playing with them. The lady up the street, that's why I have to go another way. You always expect the best from people. You just expect the best. You give the best and you expect the best. And scams. They're going, did you get it? Did I talk about that yet? Did you get it, scam? They lead me and I talk about it in most cases. Okay, most of the time they create the topic and I talk about it. And they've been doing that all the way through. There was this woman named Kathy, a senior citizen in Florida when I lived in my apartment at Walton Lakes. She lived downstairs, and the first thing I got there, she came out with this old-fashioned dress, that it flares out at the bottom, and she had her apron, and they sent her once a week. She would come up and knock on my door for me to talk to her, and they started calling it Studio 311. And so they do, and they would do that. They'll mention something, and then I'll run with it, and I'll just start talking about it. And so you know what? I started talking about that, and I forgot what they put in my head. So if I'm meant to talk about it, I will. But did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? So here's what happened. We're going to talk about Harold tonight, the Martin County's pedophile. He's a convicted pedophile. No, I'm not judging, but you know what? I like that judging thing. Because you know what? If you choose to come against me and the kingdom of God, and you choose to try to hinder the work of the Lord, I will tell what you did. I will tell who you are and what you did, and that's my job. I'm a witness. So anyway, he was a convicted pedophile being used by the Martin County Sheriff's Department in Florida. And what he did is he always had a drug dealer living in the house. I may have already spoken on this, but I'm going to do it again. He, in the pink room, was always a drug dealer, and they mostly sold prescription medications. And so he put me in his room so that way he would be in the living room so he could see the comings and the goings and what was going on. So, I mean, everything in there was his, but I just slept in there. And, you know, I had a basket of my clothing in there. And so, and I would hide in there and lock the door and just stay away from everybody. So, I came out of the bedroom to use the bathroom. While I was in the bathroom, Harold snuck into the bedroom, and it was a ceiling fan with lights, and he untwisted the light bulb in the ceiling fan, so that when I flipped the switch coming in, I would. Oh, this is a different one. This isn't the Did You Get It? I flipped the switch going in, and the light wouldn't come on, and then you would hear zip, and so they had the sound off. They had their cameras on, and they had the sound off. And so I immediately said, once I heard the zip, I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, and I shut the door. What they did was they made it look like I had sex with him. That cost him his bird, because it was for a very, very, very important reason that he did that. He was trying to discredit me for my next purpose, and make it look like I was doing things I wasn't doing. So that was one thing that happened to Harold's, and ultimately it cost him his bird that his wife had given him just before. Everybody takes a consequence. You come against the Lord, it's going to cost you something. This is huge. This isn't about me. This is about souls being saved, people recognizing the reality of God and the power of God. This is about end times preparation so that souls will not go to hell but to heaven. Okay, and so the Did You Get It was a different, totally, and so one day I came home from work at QVC, and he was crying, and I'm like, what happened? And he's like, Buddy died. I sat on him, I was putting my shoe on, it was dark in here, and he sat on his own bird and killed it. And the message was, it was his fault, nobody else's. It was his fault, nobody else's. He was constantly doing things against God's kingdom, and he was helping them out and doing their dirty work. And yeah, he did a lot of very bad things. And so his bird died, cockatiel, and his wife had given it to him, I think, just before she passed away. His wife, who he cheated on with prostitutes, and he appreciated her after she was gone, though. But the Did You Get It was, I was sitting on the porch. I used to sit on the porch. I was still smoking at the time. And I couldn't find anything in the Bible that said I couldn't. And plus, God doesn't take your little... When you're going through something like this, He's not going to take that away from you until you're ready, and which He did. And, He showed... Anyway, that's another story. So I'm sitting on the porch, and I would actually read the Bible at the same time, and I would watch the clouds, because that's where I saw a lot of the testimony, and also birds too. A lot of cardinal stuff happened there, so, and other birds. But I was sitting there, and the current drug dealer that stayed in the pink room, this was the second time I ended at Harold's. The first time after I left a month after, the two people that were helping him, Susan and Anthony, got arrested for everything they were doing. Well, not really, just one charge each, I think it was, but they ended up in prison, both of them, a month later, because they didn't need him anymore at that time. They did later, of course, use Susan in an embezzlement scam. So I'm sitting there, and her nickname was BJ, and she was this elderly woman that sold prescription drugs. And so he had spent the night with her, this young fellow, and I don't think it was for, I don't think it was for sexual purposes. I think it was just as a friend. So as a coworker, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, they left in the morning, and I'm sitting on the porch, and he comes back and he goes, I just came from BJ and I forgot my clothes, and that's my boss in the car, and I'm trying to get to the airport. So I said, well, can't you call her? And he's like, no, there's no phone over there. And he's like, so can I go in there? I'm like, well, I think the door's locked and I don't have the key. So he ends up getting in there, and to ensure that he was only going in to get his clothing, I went in and I stood in the room, and he reached in the closet and he came out with an outfit. I said, did you get it? And he says, yeah, and he went out into the car. Later, I don't know about any airport, because later he came back with BJ. And so next day I go to work, and the feds start calling me on the phone. After the zipper deal, they would call me and they would go, zeep, zeep, constantly. They're trying to torment you. But see, I know no weapon formed against me will prosper, and every tongue which rises up against me in judgment I shall condemn, which is why I am allowed, I am allowed scripturally to tell the character of the people that are coming against me, of course. Why wouldn't I? So anyway, because it's evil spirits. So anyway, what they had tried to make it look like was that with her friend, I was stealing her drug money. Well, later somebody comes in, and Harold comes in and he's like, BJ's money's missing. I let James in there. I don't know. Whatever. So I knew it was all a hoax, and I just let it fly over. So after that, ever since then, they've been going, did you get it? Did you get it? Did you get it? They had my brother-in-law say it to me when I was still talking to my sister. We were at the Walmart, and he comes up behind me and goes, did you get it? They were helping all the way. She was helping him for 10 years. He didn't help that much, but she did. My sister did. She was a big helper for Satan in between hanging out at the monastery and the church. So anyway, that's the Did You Get It in the Zipper scam from Martin County, Florida. Good thing I know no weapon formed against me will prosper, right? So that's reality, kiddies. So anyway, I guess that's it for tonight. And thank you, Sam. You just said I'm blind as a bat. Nope, I just happen to know the truth. And I'm happy to be childlike. I'm happy to be innocent-minded. I'm happy that I can say I've never intentionally harmed anyone in my entire life. And oh my gosh, it's getting up to 40 minutes, so it's going to be a short one. So anyway, I'm going to say goodnight for now. And go play. Oh, I can't believe I'm going to go play that game again. God forbid. I hope I don't stab. I love this game. It's just a hidden objects game, but it's so much fun. And you get to decorate the lawn and garden, and there's a contest and all this stuff for the the best garden. And there's another one with a fish. I like that stuff. It's fun, and it works your mind, and your memory and all that. So that's it for tonight, kids. And I'm sorry, kids. I have kids on my mind. Anyway, that's it for tonight. And this is Prophetess Gratiana signing off. The Lord's blessings upon everyone, whosoever will